I call Barbara Kruger.
Mr. Chair. It's a pleasure to take a call today on this estimates debate for the primary sector, a sector that provides real value to our country, and the target is to double the value of the primary sector to $64 billion by 2025, and it's really important a number of steps that this government has taken enabling them to do that. One of the big steps was actually signing the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, because that's going to take a range of tariffs off, and particularly around kiwi fruit and beef, there's some big wins, but we never want to underestimate what dairy got. Dairy didn't get quite what it wanted, but actually there's still a value of $96 million in there for dairy. So still a sizable chunk, and still the largest chunk that we got. I wanted to mention the primary growth partnerships today, because there's some fantastic work going on there, and the previous speaker talked about aquaculture, but there's also some great, and you know, I commend the aquaculture projects because they're starting to go really well. But there's some excellent stuff going on with the precision seafood harvesting. So the project that went on with PGP that actually allows the equipment to let the small fish out and only harvest the size fish that we need. Not only is it more sustainable for the fishing, but actually it's more cost effective for the fishing industry to not be taking in a whole lot of fish that they don't need. And one thing we don't need is waste in any of our food industries. Also touched on bees before. You know, bees are actually having their time, and it's really good to see that industry coming together. The Manuka honey has got huge value in it, and you know, it's important that not only for that industry, but what I'm also seeing in our own industries, particularly with dairy, when we look at sustainable agriculture, people taking out the most difficult areas of their farm that are either close to water or either not that great for putting dairy cows on, and planting areas of that into Manuka honey, so they're creating diverse agricultural systems. So I'm really pleased to see that PGP money going in into the Manuka honey. TB, again, my colleague Stuart Smith mentioned TB. It's good to actually see $69.8 million of new operating funding going into that, because it's really important now. We're actually going from containment of TB right through to the plan is active eradication. And our global markets, particularly around beef, dairy and deer, really hinge on our ability to be TB free. So it's extremely important that we've really ramped up, stopped talking about containment and started to talk about total eradication. The other things that are going to be really extremely important to our primary sector are the new small business packages. So if you can imagine now, right now, with the dairy payout going up and down, the provisional tax, you know, it's just the whole thing is it can go up, it can go down. It's actually really difficult to get that in a sort of smooth cycle. So it's really important that if people can start in those small businesses actually being able to pay as they earn, it takes some of the sting out of having to get bridging finance and funding that provisional tax, when actually it's quite difficult to estimate out into the future how much actual terminal tax that people are going to be paying. I also want to commend the $212 million accelerating the 14 important state highway projects. A substantial amount of that money is being spent in my own Taranaki King Country electorate. There's always been a difficulty in terms of that road and getting our products out of the Taranaki region. Quite a road blockage with some, you know, windy, hilly road. Was never built for 600 trucks a day. Improvements on that road are going to help the product that we make, the quality products in Taranaki, get out. And not only with the primary sector, it's actually going to help tourism in and out as well. I'd also like to note the $100 million that's going to improve water quality, going towards that. And I really want to commend our farmers for the years of work that they've already done in terms of fencing off waterways, in terms of planting around waterways, keeping those stock out of waterways, because, you know, it's really commendable. There's been a huge amount of work done there, and I know in terms of the Taranaki Regional Council, I think there's some statistic like the amount of trees planted and fencing done would actually go from Taranaki to Auckland and back about 20 times, so the area is absolutely substantial. So thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I call Todd Barker.